Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Becoming a Git Pro, part 1 of 3. There was a reason for me doing this. Second intro recording of the day.
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
But alas, I cannot remember. And since I cannot remember, I cannot help myself. Other than ending the intro right now so that everyone here can get the content that they deserve. Alex, please, just start the video. Thank you. Okay, so right now I'm just setting up the application with changes so that I can show you how to manage them, because that's what Git is, right? It tracks the changes in your files. So I'm just setting it up with some changes, and then I'll show you how you can manage them a bit more now. Imagine, so right when you have your changes, I'm going to git add, right? So now these changes are here in the staging area, as you remember from last time. Okay, so once we do that, we have some options here. Like let's say you've decided you don't want to commit these changes right here. You can git reset dot, which will remove that from the staging area. We see git status, so it has not been committed. There are also cases where you don't want to keep these changes. Maybe you started doing all this work and then you realize like you don't want any of the stuff that you've done. So if you git checkout dot, it will revert the file back to the most previous commit that was made. You see everything that I just added is gone. Git status shows nothing. Everything is clean. So it just brings it right back to that starting point where you did a git checkout -b to make this new branch. It has that whole commit history, and then you start coding. Git is tracking the changes in the files, right? When you git checkout dot, it'll check out the current most recent commit. If that makes sense. It just reverts the file back to what it was before you made any changes. Back to that original commit, which would be merge pull request, build fix. So that's just to show you how you can, 1, remove something from the staging area if you wanted to add more changes, and 2, just git checkout dot if you want to discard all the changes that you have. Cool? I could have pasted it. I can just Command Z to bring them back in. So now let's say you have these changes and you do want to keep them. And then your partner is like, oh, I just made these changes to master and I need you to pull these changes in. Okay, so here we're proposing changes to the reading version of this read list. So now let's say you're working on something, but your teammate tells you that you need to pull them as a branch because whatever you're working on, you need that master, you need to these things. Even though they're working on doesn't directly hurt. Whatever it's hard, just want to make sure that okay. So I've worked on this. I have this, right? I have these changes. I'm really gonna quickly, I'm just gonna add my YouTube. Oh yeah, there we go. And this is YouTube SVG. There we go. So now we have the YouTube SVG in there. We have these changes, right? And also, we have some changes on master that we need to bring back onto our main. That we want these changes before we commit any of our changes here. So let me just make sure I've merged them in. Right, so that means if I were to go to my master branch, I should see that Shirologist just made this commit 3 minutes ago. And I'm going to git stash. Okay, wait. Damn. Okay. So we have these changes. Before I git stash, I'm going to git checkout master. When you try to check out another, okay, still, when you try to check out another branch, sometimes it doesn't allow you to check out that branch that you're working on if you have changes that you need to commit but haven't yet. So for just like a level of safety, so to speak, you can git stash. And when you git stash, it adds those changes to a stack. I'll show you. Git stash list will show us the changes that we've just stashed. Right? It'll show us the changes that we just stashed. So now if we git checkout master, git pull, and then we git checkout. See, now if we git log, we have new changes. We have the changes from Shareologist, the other account, my teammates patch. So now let us git checkout, what was it? Update, connect, and now we can git stash pop, okay? Git stash pop will now bring these changes in, and now if we git log, we see that we still have all of these updates, and the changes that we brought in are now ahead of those changes in master, and here is a good place that we could just commit our changes. Add the changes, commit the changes. Here's another thing, if we git stash, and we don't want to keep any of the changes anymore, then, like, you know, let's say, like, oh, they merged this thing into master, and I merged it in, but then I realized that, like, all the changes that I've made are obsolete. Now, what I'm gonna do, and I have this stuff in my stash, I'm gonna git stash drop. This will drop everything, and now there are no changes. The stash stack is gone. It's like the most recent thing on that stash stack is gone. So like the reason I'm saying it's a stack is a data structure. A data structure which is first in, last out. First out. No, first in, last out. Last in, first out. Either way you say it, it's first in, last out, last in, first out. If the last thing you put in, if I have a stack of plates, right? Plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, plate 4. Now I have 4 plates stacked on the table. Now when I start handing plates out to people, what am I doing? I'm just gonna take the last plate that was put on the stack, and I'm gonna give it to someone. So the last thing that was put in is the first thing that I'm taking out. And that is how git stash works. You can stash multiple items in this stash. When you pop, the camera stopped recording again. When you pop or drop, that is going to act like first in, last out. Because it's a stack, the stack data structure. Clarification. The first thing that goes in is the last thing to come out. So the last thing that goes in is the first thing that will come out. So when you pop or drop, it's only affecting the most recent thing that you have added to the stack. Does that make sense? Is that clear? If I'm not being clear on this, and then if I'm also saying things that are incorrect, please correct me in the comments. Because I really don't want to confuse folks. That being said, these are the commands that I wanted to show you for this video. We learned how to git stash our changes. Here we go. We learned how to add our changes to our staging area, and then this is a quick recap. git status. Now it's in the staging area, and then discarding those changes. Okay. There's also one more thing I want to show you at the end of this. Git reset to bring those changes out of the staging area. We've learned how to git stash to add these changes to a side stash, and the data structure of the stash is a stack. Okay. We've learned how to git stash pop to bring those changes back in, and we've also learned how to git stash drop to discard those changes completely. And then we've also learned that if we have changes and we want to just go back to the most recent commit, we can git checkout dot, and that will also take all the change, no matter, like if you added files upon files and you wrote like a whole bunch of code and you didn't commit any of those changes, git checkout dot will just bring you all the way back. All those files and all that code that you've added on top of that most recent commit will be deleted because it's going back to the version before you started writing any code. So it's as if you never wrote any code to begin with. Yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel a lot. And please comment in the comment section. If I'm missing something, keep in mind, I have 2 more videos covering Git coming up, so what I might be missing could be covered in those videos. If I'm missing something in terms of this specifically, feel free to add clarification in the comment section down below. Subscribe, and also, yeah, hit the bell so you know when I post. You'll see the tea. But other than that, that's it for the video. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Hats off to you. I still don't know a good way to end these videos. So if you know a good way to end videos, then please tell me.